Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we are going to be talking about Ripple and XRP, as well as the vast majority of crypto and finance. And with that being said, I hope that you are all having a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are out there in the world. So recently, TechDev actually put out a chart, and it was a 2-month chart of Bitcoin, and he said, don't overcomplicate it. Now, there's 3 areas outlined on this chart, and it's the beginning of 2021's bull run and also the beginning of 2017's bull run. And of course, the 2024 timeframe outlined. Now, if we look back, we could see where the LMACD actually turned green and started that bullish ascension to the upside. But we could also see the cross, right? The blue and the orange lines down there. You could see the cross that happened back in 2017. And also the cross that happened back at the end of 2020 into 2021. And now we are also crossing again in 2024. In my opinion, I do think that we should be very bullish on crypto and on Bitcoin for the next few weeks at least. I've been getting a lot of comments to address it. And what would that addressing be? It's addressing what blockchain backer has been putting out. Now, I already quoted this. I have a lot of respect for backer, and I'm not taking anything away from him. He's been, right more than he's been wrong. But I did say, however, I think the majority are overreacting to these stock sell-offs. We had one red day combined with the CEO selling stocks, and everyone thinks the worst. In my opinion, we will continue to rally throughout the rest of 2024. I will be exiting my positions in small clips once we see a new all-time high for Bitcoin. Now, on top of this, right, I do agree with blockchain backer that there is going to be a massive sell-off. I mean, guys, we are going to see one of the largest crashes in history around the stock exchange, and even around crypto as well. But I do think that we front run everyone calling it first. Meaning, I do think that Bitcoin makes a new all-time high. I also think that crypto itself is going to have a massive run-up this year. But I do think that this doomsday call from a lot of people, not just blockchain backer, by the way, is a little bit early. I think that's a little bit premature. I think that it happens in 2025, if I would have to make a guess. And I also think that it could happen around 2026. We could have a 2025 clear year. But the reason why I'm saying that 2025 it happens, well, it's election year, right? So we are going to have the markets propped up probably for the remainder of this year into November. After that, that's when we should be a little bit more cautious, because guess what? Election year is over. We get the final move in 2025. So we probably pump into 2025. Q1, we top out. My best guess. But I do think that we top probably around the end of 2024 into the beginning of 2025. That's the best time frame that I could give. But regardless, we're not trying to sell the exact top. You will never sell the exact top. All we have to do, we don't have to be perfect. All we have to do is make sure that we are taking profits and we are paying ourselves. And we are de-risking and taking our initial invested amount out. That's all you have to do. The goal here is to not lose money and leave money on the table. Make sure that you are taking your profits. But beyond that, right? XRP. Everyone has been talking about XRP because we recently ran up to almost 58 cents and now we're back down to 53.5 cents or so. Credible Crypto put out a great post, and I did outline it a little bit, but he said, love it or hate it. If you like making money, it may be time to start paying attention to XRP. And he was mainly talking about the Bitcoin pair. Guys, what have I been saying? The Bitcoin pair is what you want to be watching. Crypto Insight UK put out a great post. He said, definitely worth a watch of Credible Crypto's breakdown of XRP. He discusses his thoughts in depth on XRP, Bitcoin, XRP, Ethereum, and also touches on XRP USD. And these are the 3 pairs. XRP Bitcoin, XRP Ethereum, and also XRP USD. Key takeaways. We may have slightly further to consolidate, which I do think that that's what's happening right now. Looking for bullish divergence on the 3-day RSI. Upside moves happen super quickly for XRP, probably all done in a month. Upside moves can be significant outperformance as seen below. Could explode at any point. If Bitcoin continues its move up and XRP outperforms, it leads to massive price appreciation. So he is positioning for this potential. My thoughts. We have talked about XRP and the Bitcoin pair numerous times. Very similar to what Cred is talking about here. Crypto specifically, XRP is reflexive. When price starts to increase, people will become bullish, leading to further price increase and more people coming bullish. Cycle continues. This can happen extremely quickly with XRP because crypto is negatively biased towards XRP for whatever reason. So there are a lot of people who can be converted to bulls when FOMO kicks in, which squeezes price higher. Then, as the move becomes more exponential, the cycle repeats until the move is over. I would suggest we are most likely looking for a scenario similar to the yellow circles below. This will be a hate it post because of where sentiment is right now, which is another reason why I feel we are close to or closing on this bottom. Negative sentiment at significant lows, nothing is guaranteed, but history often rhymes. And of course, all of the clowns on my XRP videos always come out to play because they think that it's, something to put a spotlight on, that XRP is still around 50 cents. And hey, that's all you're going to be focused on. Well, that's totally fine. I don't really care. When we really look at the historical price appreciation for XRP, it typically happens when the Bitcoin pair is completely bottomed out and we have those tremendous spikes to the upside. We could see the yellow points of interest on the RSI, which we are right around the most oversold areas in history on the XRP Bitcoin pair, going all the way back to the 2017 bottom right before the massive spikes to the upside, and also even going back a little bit to the bottom of 2020 with the SEC lawsuit. We even have the bottom of the middle of 2019 and 2020 as well. But here we have 3 increases on the chart that Crypto Insight UK is actually looking for. Initially, the supply zone, right? The points of resistance, that's about 170% away. After that, we look at almost it's like around the big spike of like 2018, 2019 in the middle of that year. That would be about 962%. Then last but not least, the all-time highs, 2,115%. When we look at some of the charts, right, I agree with this. I actually agree that the XRP Bitcoin pair will have a significant breakout very soon. We've been watching it. HBAR is an altcoin that recently started to move heavy. And in fact, even if we go to the weekly, right, because this is just something that I'm looking at. So in the last 2 weeks, HBAR is actually up almost 78%. And this is actually because of the Bitcoin pair. If we go off of the lows, right, the low just from the bottom of 2022, we're up about 238%. This is all because of the HBAR Bitcoin pair. Guys, on the weekly, this is breaking out. I've been watching it. I've been keeping a close eye out on it. It's been regaining momentum, breaking above significant EMAs. We are watching the weekly candle close for HBAR because I do think that it's going to push it even higher. Where's XRP in all of this? Well, XRP is still ranging. And even in a recent video, I talked about how we could backtest still the 50-cent zone right around this trend line that we have been holding for a while. And then after that, we get that impulsive move to about 62.5 cents. 3 key areas on this chart that I'm really looking at is the 58.5 cent zone, 62.5 cents, and then 66.5 cents. Once we regain all 3 of those levels, it's clear skies. On the weekly, this is what the weekly looks like. Again, we are hitting resistance at about roughly 55 and almost 56 cents or so, which is what we had happened back in roughly September of 2022. We were hitting some resistance around March of 2023, but we actually wicked all the way up to about 58.5 cents. Again, we wicked up to roughly 58 cents. So kind of right around the same picture. And then also in June, we had some wicks to about roughly 56.5 cents. Now this actually sold off and we back tested 44, almost 45 cents. And again, bearish post after bearish post, sentiment around XRP was pretty much dead. And then we got it, right? The big spike to the upside in July. This was the SEC lawsuit announcement, and everyone was happy. After that, we sold off, and the sentiment has been pretty rough, right? But the big thing is that on the weekly, I'm watching for all the EMAs to be reclaimed, and I'm watching for us to reclaim 58.5 cents. The trend line, in my opinion, will hold. So I do think that the bottom on this USD pair will be right around like roughly 50 cents. We could have significant candle wicks below this, but I don't think that we close below this on the weekly. And the weekly, guys, we're 2 days away from the weekly candle close. The XRP Bitcoin pair has been in a free fall. And a lot of people completely forget the fact that when we have this downtrend that happens, typically the downtrend does not last forever. We get that big downtrend and then we get that big spike up. And you could see this in history on the XRP Bitcoin pair. Now, sometimes, yes, it did bleed out for a while before we've had significant spikes. Like, for example, even 2021 is a perfect example of this. But this was bleeding out for a very long time. It initially started in March of 2019, and it just bled out. And this is because Bitcoin steals the show until it no longer does. Even 2017, 2018, guys, from the spikes up in 2015, this thing was bleeding out for roughly, before the big move started to happen in just March of 2017. We're not even talking about all-time highs. We're just talking about the initial spike on XRP. This thing bled out for 791 days, which is absolutely insane. Right now, going back to the July candles, we are bleeding out for about roughly 224 days. The question is, do we continue to just bleed here and then we get that retest of this low, which is like right around the lows from 2020 into 2021, and then we get the big move? Or do we create a macro higher or low somewhere within this region here? And let me just remove the lines off the chart that I just created. So again, do we just create a higher low here and then we go? Either way, I still believe that downside is limited on the XRP Bitcoin pair, which is ultimately telling us that downside is limited on the USD pair. And also at the same exact time, we're watching the DXY, the dollar, which on the weekly, guess what? Trend lines. I do think that this probably bleeds out and we get that back test of this bottom trend line, which allows the market to continue to range higher. And also Bitcoin dominance. Guys, I've been watching Bitcoin dominance for a while. On the weekly, here you guys have the weekly. Again, this has been bleeding. We've been watching this for a big breakout to the upside or a breakdown. And this has been a trend line that we've been holding since going all the way back to December of 2020. So the question is, do we just continue to bleed down after this trend line is hit again? Or do we break out and target 58 cents or 58% or even higher? Because I know that we could still retest the lows from February of 2020, which would be right around 64%. Either way, we're not too far away from Bitcoin dominance topping, which is why I have been, accumulating altcoins heavily. But I've accumulated all my heavy positions back in 2022, and I've talked about this. And that's also why XRP, I have zero emotions tied to XRP. I mean, my positions just off of my average, which I still think my average is under 40 cents, but I'll just go off of 40 cents. I'm still up 34% on my positions. I'm not concerned at all. And if we get back down to those levels, which I don't think that we do, I will add more to my XRP bag because I still believe in the long-term view here. So many people are looking at this as a short term. Think about the long term here, especially at this current moment in time in crypto. I get it, right? Everyone's on edge. CEOs are selling stocks. We hear the doomsday calls. Banks are closing up shop. It looks like a recession is happening everywhere. I want you all to understand that all of this negative information that we're being force-fed by mainstream media is all helping the overall view here, which is the fact that we will have a significant run-up before we have a significant crash. And the reason why I say that is because historically, that has always happened, even outside of crypto. Go back to the worst times in history around major crashes. A blow-off happens first. But again, I could be wrong, but hey, my money's where my mouth's at, because I'm already still in my heavy positions. I haven't sold a single XRP, a single HBAR, QNT, Casper, any of that. I'm still holding because I believe that altcoins are about to shine very, very bright going into the middle of this year and possibly even towards the end of this year. But we still need to gauge how the market looks at that time, because I always hate predicting timeframes on things. But best guess, I do think that we top somewhere around the end of the year into the beginning of 2025. And then we have that significant crash. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on if you guys more free content. You guys more than follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord in the description below. And with that being said, guys, it's been Nick. Thanks for watching. Peace out.